Okay. Hi. I'm from Japan. Is it start okay? Yeah. I'm a Shota Fukumori, and I'm a Ruby committer. I'm also known as Sora. This is a committer ranking of Ruby repository as of today. I'm here. I'm getting down. And this is a patch monster, also known as Nob, is here. I think and I know anyone can beat him. And you know, where's Matt? Okay, there's no Matt. Recently, someone of committers wrote that patch by Yukihiro Matsumoto into a changelog and committed. And this is my Twitter. Please follow me. But please note that I'm tweeting over 300 tweets in one day. Someone said, someone told me, you are doing Twitter so much. My timeline is all of your tweet. And she is a Salame. She's first name is similar to my nickname, but she's not me, you know. More details are available here. Okay, today I'm gonna talk about parallel testing, but before starting her talk, I have to say this thing. First, you know, my English skill is unknown, so please ignore, however, I said some strange included English. Next, if you want to listen to general news around my Ruby 1.9.3 and the future of Ruby, I strongly recommend you to move to Room 2 right now. I want to listen to that, but I can't because it's conflicting with my talk. It's my thought, so sad. Last, all Ruby in this talk means Math Ruby implementation, also known as Ruby. Okay. I missed the scheduling of talking at Ruby Kagi. I think it will not happen today. But I missed the preparing time scheduling to prepare this talk. I've loaded all at slides of this all at yesterday 10 p.m. And I added some slides today because I think I left some time or some left many times, and after I ended my slides all over. Okay, today I'll talk about these things: why parallel testing and multi-thread or multi-process, and testing and parallelization, and how it works, and how the performance changes. First, why parallel testing? Parallel testing benefits is here. First, in most cases, we can run tests more faster. It means you can develop with faster speed in TDD or BDD development cycle. At Ruby, committers have to run make test all. That is Ruby's unit testing to run unit Ruby's unit testing to make target before commit to repository. At faster tests make developers more happy because this is an example of development cycle. If you have slow tests, first, you implement some new feature or bug fixing. Then you run tests and check it passes or it fails. But if the test is slow, you have to wait a long time. This is also known as break time. And after back from break, use the red sentence means the test is failed. Then you will fix the code and rerun the test. As I said, this test is very slow. You'll go to the second break time. This is also known as break time, as I said. If you have a fast test, first implement a new feature and run the test, and you can see a result with a shorter time and fix. Then fast is now perfect. You can now commit and push to the repository. The best benefit is you can fix failures with short time. Parallelism is the easiest way to run tests in short time. I think some people have a question shown here now. In Ruby, some changes make some failures at another point. So long all tests at each commit is recommended. This is a real-world example to make running tests in short time. Cookpad, the most popular recipe sharing site in Japan using Ruby and Rails. First, they used a parallel testing library for RSpec. The test ran faster than without parallel tests, but it still takes 3 minutes and a half. It's so long. They try to run tests on remote machines, which have a high performance. They have 4 servers which have very high performance. They thought use these servers to run tests. It's so high performance. It's so expensive. They wrote an in-house library, and it can run by Lake Task. First, the library sends local code to remote server by rsync to run tests. Then run tests and get output by SSH. Okay, 19.2 times faster. Parallelization is great. Thank you to Cookpad and Yuichi Tateno to allow me to use this example. Okay, summary of benefits is faster tests make development faster, and it means deployment faster. So, how we can run tests in short time? There are 2 ways to realize that. Today I'll talk about parallel testing. That is the easiest way to run tests faster. Parallel testing. Recently, machines have multiple threads. Anyone still using a single core machine in here? Maybe a hand. Oh. Okay, no people. Okay, next. Currently, Ruby thread doesn't run parallelly because of some problem. So running multiple tests using a thread class in Ruby doesn't make sense. This is an illustration of Ruby's thread. Ruby's thread can run multiple threads at once. And this is the multiple processes. Your machine's operating system may run multiple processes at once if you have a multiple cores or threads. This is the difference between multiple processes and Ruby level threads. In this illustration, test is for process that testing, and other is any process like shell or browser or any. Next, I'll talk about test unit parallelism. That is the part written by me. This is take more long. Time is left 30 minutes currently. Okay, I think recently RSpec is popular testing framework in Ruby, so many people doesn't know test unit. How many people doesn't know a test unit is bundled with Ruby? Do you know test Ruby? Test unit? Oh, that's good. I'm using RSpec for my private project. I don't use test unit for my private. Okay, I like modifying Ruby C implementation. So I wrote some patches and run tests, but my machine is very slow. So I wanted to make Ruby make target to test Ruby has that name test all more faster. I'll describe how the patch works, and before describing, I have to tell some words to be used. Master is a process that starts fast. This process sends instruction to workers. Master is a Ruby process that started by make targets or so on. And worker is a process that started by a master process. This process waits instructions from master process. Instruction is like run this test or some quit now or some. And the worker runs test. Okay, let's see how it works. First, user starts a master process by make test all. Next, master process sends a worker process. Then, master process sends a given test name file names to worker process. After worker reads a test file, worker runs test included in the file and returns a test result to master process. Finally, master process sends another test file name to remaining test file names to worker process and start from step 4 again. Repeat this until the test file is remain. Okay. This feature uses standard input and output to communicate between worker process and master process. RSpec's parallel test use kernel fork to start a worker, but I can't because test unit is used at Ruby and Windows doesn't support forks. I said, can I use fork? But Windows platform maintainer returned if this feature doesn't work at Windows, I'll reject it. Windows should not support it, but I can't. And this feature parallelizes each test file, so you have to separate test files and test case. This is an illustration of running steps. First, user starts the master process. Next, master process starts worker with specified numbers of workers using IOP open method. This feature uses IOP open methods because Windows doesn't have a fork, as I said. Next, worker process sends test file names of tests to worker process. Worker process reads test files from the file system, and worker process runs tests. Finally, worker returns the result to master process and wait next file name. and master sends remaining test file name to worker. And worker runs again. And if there are no remaining test files, master sends quit instruction to workers. And worker sends buy instruction to master and quits. In default, if there are any result contains more than one failure, master process will utilize the failed test on itself. There are no failures. I implemented this little feature because I can't. Some tests still have issues to run in with the parallelization. And then merge the layers and show to user via a standard output. Okay, this is all of mechanisms of this feature. It works well, but in Ruby repository, some tests don't consider about parallelization. This is not bad because there were parallelization feature. I fixed some bugs in test by myself. Okay, I found issues in this test file in Ruby. First, test signal RV. This is test around signal handling of Ruby. This test runs kernel forks method to check fork is implemented in this Ruby because Windows doesn't have a fork method as a save. When forked process quitting, at exit hook at test unit kicked each time. It makes results outputting some strange. So I added that flag to test unit at exit hook. If the flag is true, exit from the hook as part of the hook. And flag will be turned to be true if run more one time. Okay. Next is test process RB. This test modifies the standard input and output. This feature uses standard and input and output. So I modified test unit worker script named test unit parallel.rb to duplicate standard input and output before run test in worker process. And test HTTP and HTTPS, the test net HTTP library. Use same port number in test. I fixed the port number to be unique. I fixed the port number to be unique, but fix is committed by before I commit by another committer. Test CSV use same temporary directory name, and they delete temporary directory in teardown phase. So under test there is a temporary directory, so it will be error like this. No such file or directory error is recorded in result. So I rename the temporary directory names in the test to be unique, each test in test CSV. Okay, this is the last issue, test of Ruby games. Some tests of Ruby games forgot writing dependent files. Dependency is a file should be required before running tests. If there are test A and test B script and library named foo.rb, and test A and test B depends on foo.rb. Test A includes requiring foo, but test B doesn't. when run this test without parallelization, it will no errors. Because foo is already required in same Ruby process. But when using a parallelization, it will be an error. Because foo is loaded on one Ruby process, but it is not required in other one Ruby process. I'm fixing UI hand, and I found only in Ruby games test currently. I don't know why. But the test case can be found in any test, but I found it, currently found it in Ruby Gems tests only. Okay, this is a message to Ruby Gems developers. Please merge revision 33232 in Ruby into your Git repository. Sorry if the patch has already merged. If you already merged, please close the ticket. Thank you. Okay, I tell a message to Ruby Gems developers. In here, anyone Ruby developer of Ruby Gems? Okay, no one. Someone tell this instead of me. How the performance? The message was one of important thing in my talk, but no Ruby Gems developer in here. Seems. Okay. How performance changed without parallelization and without parallelization? Kenta Murata, also known as MRKN Muraken, he measured appraisal time of both and created a performance graph. He will talk at the last session of Room 2 about the Ruby's number system around the world. I think it's one of important things if you are interested in Ruby's future. If you are I think after like this slide, I think you are not here if you are interested in Ruby's future, because Ruby's future talk is currently running on Room 2. Okay, this is the environment that measures performance, shown here, and this is the graph. Bar name single is without or without parallelization, and looks like amazingly faster. This is without as shown as the exact number. Test take 121.4.49 seconds without parallelization, but it will be 43.41 seconds with enabling parallelization. Amazingly fast. 2.9 and 79 times more faster than without parallelization. Amazingly fast. Okay, last is how to use this, but I have to run some demonstration before I describe it. Okay. This is test is running. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Is there any? Oops. Oops. I want to show test is parallelized, but I can see the this in this lines CGI cookie test and benchmark VM test is running parallelly because it's shown randomized from output from workers. This is if not using parallelization, this will be one test case class name in one is one at once. And this is more one benefit of test unit parallelization. Without parallelization, as shown here, starting is very slow because test unit without parallelization is load fast, require fast all of test files. So if start slow by with parallelization because requiring is slow. In this, enabling parallelization, test will be start fast because requiring test file is will be default. Okay, let's back to how to use it. Okay, how to use first separate test case to multiple file. And next, we write script to run multiple test files using test unit outrunner. The script's good example is Ruby's test runner .rb in Ruby's repository. Next, run the script with argument j option and with the number of workers. Running the script with help provides more information. And the patch made me a committer of Ruby. I was very happy then. Okay, that's all. Before I have I finish the slides, I have one announcement. Ruby 1.9.3 release candidate 1 has been released. You can use parallelization by installing this. Let's try it and tell us if you found a bug. More about it is available at www.ruby-lang.org. Okay, any question? Over there.
You've made a really compelling case for parallel testing.
I can hear you.
I said you've made a really compelling case for parallel testing. How do we get developers to actually do that without forcing them?
I can hear.
How do you think we can incentivize?
どうやってデベロッパーを
説得したか？
そうこのテストこのパラレルテストを使うようになるまあ
なるほど。
されるってことがない。
Okay, thank you. I think I know many developers don't use this feature, but some committers are using this feature, including me. Some committers, I think they are thinking this feature is still unstable, but it is working stable. Please use it. Okay. Okay.
Currently, this only works with test unit. Do you think it will be possible to make it work with RSpec too?
RSpec has already parallel test plugin. I'm not thinking currently. Any other? Nope. Okay. どうしよう、やるIs there a... こっち来て。This is a gift from Japan. The final Ruby Kaigi t-shirt. If you wanted this, please come here and take this. 何個あるの ?10 ぐらい。Okay. 10 t-shirts are available in here.